Hey, it's Robbie from Southern California. Today I'm going to show you how to grow peppers in a trash can. Wait, Gary, don't take the pepper off till I do the video. Some plants will not grow in white or clear type containers, but I'm going to show you how we can fix this, and you're going to be able to do it too. And you're going to be able to grow a whole lot like we did here. So I'm going to go ahead and plant one of my peppers that have been in a cup. It's time to get it in a pot. I'm using my Flash Fish power unit because I can use my soldering iron, anything outside. I'm going to make holes in this trash can. These trash cans are only like 97 cents, 98 cents. They're wonderful. Now, there is some issues with the trash can. I'll get into that in a minute. Now I'm going to put on gloves. Why? Because I'm cooking tonight and I don't want to try to get mud out from under my nails later. So I like using these gloves because somehow we ended up with tons of them. I think Gary found them somewhere for a couple bucks a box of 100. So we use them for gardening. And I like it better than a bulky garden glove. Now I went ahead and got some cardboard off of a box that got shipped to us. I don't like cardboard. I told you that. I'm not a fan at all. I don't know what chemicals they put in there, but it's been soaking for a couple days in a trash can that I've got, one of these, in water. And it's flexible and it's something I need to do with this trash can. Now why? See how I'm putting it in there? I'm going to only put it around the sides. I want to make sure you can see that. Yes. What I'm trying to do is, I hear you, come on. We're going to block the light. Now, certain plants, like lettuce, just for example, doesn't care. If the sun is shining through the pot, they'll keep on growing. But there's other plants that don't like the sun coming through the pot. If their roots see sunlight in any way, they won't grow. They won't grow right. They might just sit there, they might be dormant, they might die, and it isn't your fault. It's because the sunlight is penetrating through, and theoretically, they're not supposed to see sunlight when they're planted in the ground. So that's why I'm putting cardboard here. Now, could I use a black tablecloth or some sort of black liner or whatever? Oh yeah, but I'm going to do it with cardboard. It will eventually break down, but by then, I'm sure the plant will be used to where it's growing and realize that it's not upside down. So I'm putting some leaves in here because this soil came out of another tote and it's living soil. So in case there's any microbes or any beneficial insects and everything in there that is great for the living soil, I want to make sure it's got something to eat. So I put some of the leaves from the garden, green, yellow leaves on the bottom. Now I'm using that wonderful scoop. These are not sponsored, by the way. This is stuff I buy for 90-something cents at Walmart. Those shovels and scoops, I always try to tag them. If you're buying groceries and you're online, just add one in. I have so many of them. They're wonderful, and they've never broke on me, and they're perfect. Gary's got a few in his garden now. So I'm going to continue to put the cardboard. It doesn't have to be on the surface. I don't want it really sticking out because if I get roly-polies in there, they love living in cardboard, and slugs live in cardboard. So I want to make sure it's underground completely. This is strictly to block light. That's the only reason I'm lining it with cardboard. And I'm going to continue to fill it, not all the way to the top. I like my plants, the pepper plant that's going in here and a lot of other plants, to have a little edge around in the container, kind of a windbreak. It seems to shelter the trunk of the plant, and the plants do much better. I've done it both ways, bringing it all the way to the top, and it will settle in, the soil and go down. But it really does create this windbreak. And think about it. If plants are growing in the ground, there's always other things around, rocks, other plants. So they're kind of sheltered on the base. And that is why I like leaving a couple inches there. Now here's the pepper that I planted in a red cup. You know how I do my cups. And I went ahead and now I'm going to take out of the center here where the cup's going to go. But I'm going to take it out of the cup. Yep, making my hole first. It's easier than trying to fiddle with a plant. And it's easier on the plant too. I'm not going to stress it out. I'm going to put a handful of potting mix in there because that is the way I planted these up. These were grown from seeds from either Aldi or Walmart, because I've got the peppers I buy, these sweet peppers, and I grow their seeds. So it's from either one of those. I don't remember. But I believe this one might be an orange one. Look at the beautiful roots on that. Now I'm just going to sit it in there. You don't really have to tear up the roots or fluff them up. They will grow on their own. I'm going to just now add another handful. One of those bags usually lasts me an entire season. Now keep in mind, Gary, and he does a lot of seedlings in his garden too, he never uses potting mix. I'm the only one that uses it. He might use it in the house, in his greenhouse where he's got, I think, but he doesn't use it when in his garden when he's transplanting. Now I'm going back to the used soil that some people throw out. Nature doesn't throw it out. We just fix it up a little bit with some leaves and stuff. And I'm putting it around the plant. Is this not cool? Now the roots can't see the sunlight because the cardboard's in there. I can't see the cardboard on the top because if I can see it, so can the slugs, so can the roly-polies and other bugs. And now we're going to give it a good water. Is this not too easy? And look, the plant didn't cost me anything. I got a handful or two of potting mix, used soil, and a trash can that cost $1. So that pepper plant's going to cost me maybe $1.25, if that. Now I'm going to use this pot. It's got holes. There's nothing planted in it right now. And I'm going to use it for layering. You know how I love to layer. So if I water that little purple pot, the water's going to go underneath and the peppers are going to reach underneath if they need water because the pot's going to hold water because it's covering the top. So the soil will be damp. Let me tell you, it works. It works like a rock. But since I've got it there, I'm looking around to see if I can find something else. And I did. I found a zinnia, which was growing from seed, just fell off one of the other flowers, and it's growing in with my squash, so I removed that. I'm going to press that in there. It doesn't have a big root system, so it won't hurt the pepper plant at all. I can always take it out. And that is a pot marigold. Also came up from seed, and where it was growing, there's so many in there, probably won't grow anyways. So I'm putting the pot marigold now in the purple pot so I can move it. In the next couple weeks, if I find a nice flower pot or something or another place, I can pick it up and move it somewhere else. So I'm kind of getting a lot done in one pot. I got a pretty flower for color. I've got my pepper plant for eating, and I've got a pot marigold that can be moved at any time. Didn't cost me anything. Zinnia is free. The pot marigold is free. The flower pot was free because I took it from Gary, the little purple one. And the trash can cost me something like 98 cents from Walmart. One more thing. Fake flowers. Now, you can use dried flowers from your garden, or you could use nothing. You could use garden flags, but I have found this to be the best. Why? It's natural. It allows the sunlight to shine on the plants, but it's not going to burn or get overheated because as the sun is moving, it creates shade across the leaves. It's worked perfect. I'm telling you, I love it. I'm using it all over, and so many of you have come back to tell me you love it too. Is that not cool? Now, some of you regulars remember I took these trash cans years ago and I covered them in fabric, and I'll show you when I did it and how beautiful they looked. So I hope I've given you some ideas what you could do with those plastic containers. Instead of throwing them out in the trash, you can make beautiful pots for your indoor plants, as well as covering trash cans and different things for outdoor plants. It is easy and fun, and it's a great rainy day project. So with that, have a wonderful day. And don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye. Oh, I can't wait to get this stuff on some plastic containers I've got saved, as well as more trash cans. Okay, Gary, now you can take the pepper. He's going to go make lunch, and he wanted a pepper. And it doesn't matter if it's green. We can eat our peppers when they're yellow, orange, or red, or even green. Is that not cool? In a trash can, and we're going to have tons more. Wow. Love gardening on the cheap.